Hi everybody, this is Tanya Ortiz. Today I'm going to talk about how to join a legitimate home business, or I'm going to talk about a legitimate home business that you can join without having inventory, without doing home parties, without calling all your friends and family. And this is why I'm doing this video, because 2 years ago, I was in a real financial bind. It was really bad. I was going through what I call my financial hell. I don't know if you guys follow me. If this is the first time on YouTube looking at me, just type in Tanya Ortiz. You'll see I have a Facebook group. You can go to a Facebook group. It's called Create Your Own Economy Today. I have about 28,000 people that I train and teach how to create their own economy. 28,000 people. It's a lot of people. And out of all the 500,000 people who have viewed me on YouTube, 28,000 people, I think you'll only see like one person that had anything online bad to say about me. So that, when it comes to credibility, people, that speaks volumes. Okay, when it comes to credibility, it speaks volumes. But let me back up to my story. So 2 years ago, for those of you who don't know, I was a housewife going through divorce. Everything got crazy. I knew I needed to get a job, what I call the just over broke. And I was very broke. I was so broke that I pawned my wedding ring just to eat. You can't get, when you can't afford food, there is no such thing as broker than that. So when people give me their sad stories that they don't have $20 to join a company, I'm like, talk to the hand. I'm not hearing it, because I had to borrow the money. I sold my ring for food, and then I had to borrow the money to get into the business. All right, so 2 years ago, I applied Food Lion. What is it? Food Lion, Dollar General, McDonald's, and Burger King in a car dealership. And it was just like, no, 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 no. And why? Because I had been out of the workforce for a decade, 10 years, had not worked. They looked at my age, and McDonald's was like, this chick isn't going to stay here. Food Lion was like, she's not going to stay here. And they were right, but I just needed a job. Things were going south very quickly. I just needed some money. And it was a blessing in disguise that nobody would hire me. Thank God they didn't. I'm glad. Everything, I didn't see the blessing 2 years ago, but I see it now. So nobody would hire me. I had to figure out, okay, I need to create my own economy. I need to start making some money. So I started doing various things. I started, couponing and dumpster diving and different ways to create income. It was one of my best friends. Her name is Cherie. She hooked me up on Facebook. She was like, hey, there's this guy named Reginald, and he's in this company where they teach you how to drop ship. Now, she's talking to me. She's like, Tanya, I know years ago you used to sell some stuff around your house on eBay. You should really look into this. And I was like, all right. So I didn't even know this guy. I hit this guy on Facebook, this guy named Reginald. And I hit him up on Facebook. We started talking, gave me the link. I signed up and joined. Well, let me back up the story. She said $20. She might as well said $200. I didn't even have $20. This is somebody who had to pawn a ring just to eat food, let alone have $20 doing a business. I went to my father's house. It was like, hey, I need to borrow $20. He gave me the $20. I was like, no, this is an online business. I actually had him to write out a check. If you have Bank of America, take a picture with your phone, deposit a check that way. That's what I did. Next day, signed up, and I started focusing. Now, here's some things that I loved about this, because prior to joining this company, I was in a trial. Not even going to mention the business, but I was in a company where I did home parties all the time. I mean, it was a work at home business, but I was never at home. I was doing home parties all the time. When I joined, they did the usual, give me a list of 100 people and let's three-way them. And then, they, taught me to talk to everybody within a 3-foot rule. My friends started to ignore me. I would call and be like, oh my goodness, Tanya's going to sell me on that program. It would just go to voicemail. And when you're calling your friends and normally they pick up, then you get into one of them home companies and you're trying to pin them down for a meeting, and then all of a sudden all your friends are trying to duck and dodge you. And I did this home business for 3 years, and I was grinding. I mean, like I said, out of 7 days, I was probably gone 6 out of the 7 days. Bad thing is, 36 months later, I still really didn't have any money to show for all the home parties. I mean, a little bit of change, but nothing really significant, okay? There's nothing really significant. So I was in burnt out mode. I was in burnt out. I was like, if my friends was to the point of getting ready to cuss me out if I came to them one more time, like, hey, you gotta watch this presentation, you gotta go to this hotel meeting. I was done with all that. I vowed I would never do that. So again, this girl was telling me, hey, this is a real work at home. And I was like, come on, I already did one of those things where work at home, but you're not really at home because you're always in the street giving presentations. I was meeting people at Panera Bread, at doing the hotel meetings. I did, the parties in people's houses. I did it all. And I was done with all that. And she was like, no, 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 this is something you can, when she had me, she was like, they're not going to ask for 100 people that, give me all your friends and family, your firstborn list. We're not going to ask you to go to hotel meetings. They're not going to, it's none of that, Tandy. You can just really do it from home. So again, I brought the money, I signed up, and I learned how to do something called drop shipping off of Amazon and eBay. Now there's people who can say, well, why do I have to pay $20 for the program? Can't I do it myself? You can, and you could, if you have an established eBay account, you could really screw up your account, screw it up big time, if you don't know what you're doing, okay? So this is for those people who were like me. I was tired of being where I am. And that was my life 2 years ago. Again, I didn't know how I was going to eat. It gets no worse than that. 2 years later, I was telling my friend of mine, I said, God has blessed me through this business where, I have this thing, I go out on Fridays, and like 1 week I'll get my nails done, and then I'll go out. The next Friday I'll get my feet done, but just something as simple as that. 2 years ago, it would have been unheard of. You know why? Because I was on the basics of life. And fast forward 2 years ago, I'm now number one in personal sales, number one in DS domination, number one. If you go to their leaderboard, personal sales, I'm number one, okay? So what that means is now my time is my time and my money is my money, because there's an equilibrium. A lot of times people have, and this was me, you have all the time in the world. I was that person because I was unemployed. But you don't have any money to spend with the time, or you have a job. You're probably making very good money. Many of you are working 40, 60 hours a week, but you don't have any time, because you're working, or you work 40 hours, now you get a part-time job. You don't have any time to enjoy the money. Let's bring it down. Let's have an equilibrium where you could be in a position like me where you have, I have time and money where I do what I do. I do what I want to do when I want it, because time and money is no longer an issue in your life. And when you get to that point where you wake up yourself, where it's not, you have to clock into a job and your time is not somebody else's time. My normal thing, I wake up when my animals wake me up. People know I get up, I have breakfast, take my dog for a walk, we come back, we play fetch, I clean the house. Then, by usually about 10, 11 o'clock, I sit at the computer. I mean, that's normally my day. While most of my friends, where we live, they have to drive at least 45 minutes to an hour for any good paying jobs. And they're stuck in traffic, and they do that all day, and then they come back. So their time does not belong to them. My time belongs to me. So again, this platform at www.todaygetpaid.com, I'm real, people. I'm not going to lie to you. It does, people are like, does it cost money? It's $20. It is a business. Now I had somebody on Facebook, they asked the question, they said, what business do you know that, because people are like, oh my gosh, it's a scam because it costs money. Well, honey, I don't know any business. I don't care if you want to do a lemonade stand. When I was 10 years old, I remember I had to come out of pocket and buy the lemonade and buy the sugar and buy the cups. That costs money. When I had a cleaning business, I had to buy the supplies and burn my gas and use my car. That costs money. There is no business. I don't care if you have a cake business, you got to buy the product. There's no business that you can legally have, even illegal businesses, even to get into that costs money. I don't care what you do. But the only thing that does cost money is when you work for somebody else. When your time is no longer your time and your time then belongs to somebody else. That doesn't cost money. That's free. People will take your time, okay? So again, this is a business. It's a trading platform. It's going to train you how to drop ship off of Amazon and eBay. Here's the wonderful thing I like. Again, yeah, no home parties, no recruiting, but you don't have to touch the product. It's not like when I first started drop shipping, I'm visualizing that I would literally have all this stuff in my garage. No, you're not having to touch the product. But they're going to tell you there's a lot of tools that go with it, and they're going to tell you the right way to do things. One thing I love is they have constant training. And in any business that you're in, that's what you need. Now, once you join www.todaygetpaid.com, I ask people to do two things. One, look me up on Facebook. My name is Tanya Ortiz. Look me on Facebook, send me a Facebook friend request with a screenshot where the pro videos are, and you'll see it. It'll say pro. It'll have, I want to see my information. You'll see my phone number, and you'll see my email address with the words, add me to the FSN group. It stands for Freedom Success Network. Add me to the FSN group. Now, here's why I do that. Because even though you'll have access to me, you'll be able to email me, you'll be able to phone call me, I'm one person. Would you rather get your knowledge from Tanya Ortiz? I'd give you some knowledge, or I could put you in a group with 3,000 other people all over the world. See, because eBay is not a United States business, is a worldwide business. I don't care if you have a question at 3 o'clock in the morning, you should be able to get on our Facebook group and ask the question. With 3,000 other people who are doing the same thing that you're doing. That's powerful. That's powerful. When you have a business and you're in your home and you can make money, like me, never have to leave the house. And then when you need that support, it's right there at your fingertips. And you don't get that in a lot of businesses. There's, a lot of home businesses. You don't get that. Again, a business that you don't have to leave the home. That's a real home business. A business that you don't have to leave the home. So there you go. That's why a lot of people, they come to my YouTube channel and they see me talk about this company. Today, www.todaygetpaid.com. They see me talk about it because I was there. You don't grasp. How can I put this in a word? Until you're hungry, and I was hungry, as in I have food to eat. Until you get to that level, you don't understand. And I want people to understand. I want people to get it. I get it. The person who doesn't have the money and they might have to go out and borrow the money, or they have to sell something to get the money. I get that because I was hungry. I was there. But since I know where I was 2 years ago and where I've evolved to, that's why now my mission is knowledge is power, to get the information out, to bless as many people that I can with a $20 investment that they can make hundreds to thousands of dollars a month. That is my mission, and that's why I talk about it so much, because when you have ever been in that position where you're hungry, and that's where I was, when a spouse leaves, you have a $2,000 mortgage, and you don't have a job, that's not a good position to be in. That's where I was 2 years ago. And that's why I do video after video after video telling people about todaygetpaid.com, because I was there. And I don't ever want to see anybody in that situation ever if all you have to do is make a $20 investment in yourself. So again, go to www.todaygetpaid.com. You sign up. Send me a Facebook friend request, Tanya Ortiz, with it. I need a screenshot. Please don't email me. I have tons of people in there email me a screenshot. I can't add you in the Facebook group unless we're Facebook friends. So I need you to send me a Facebook friend request and a private message with a screenshot where the pro videos are. It says, add me to the FSN group. Now, before I close out this video, I am going to ask that you guys do me a favor. One, if you see this on YouTube, be a subscriber. Two, share the information. People say, well, why do you ask me to share videos? Because there could be somebody who's financially struggling. It could be somebody who maybe they don't want to go to work. Maybe they hate their job. Maybe they want to stay home with their kids and they're trying to figure out a way, and they don't have a lot of money. And if you can share this on your channel and somebody else stumble across it, you've now blessed that person with information. So take care. Again, www.todaygetpaid.com. Take care and God bless. Goodbye.